channel. My name is Kiki and today I'm going to continue the story that I started about the toxic relationship that I was in. I left you with the part that I finally had the courage to end the relationship, and that was because I found out that he was cheating. So all those years with the fighting and the beating and everything, the abuse, I never had the strength to end the relationship. So how did I found out? In 2010, I found out in 2010, but for us to really understand the story, I have to go back a little bit, 2007. So 2007, just a random day, we had visitors and he and his friends were going to buy some drinks, and me and my girls were stayed in the house, and I wanted to read my email. So I went to the computer, but he read his email before me, only he didn't log off, so he just clicked it away. When I tried to get into my email, it would open up his inbox. Now, I really didn't have the attention to read his inbox or to go anywhere with his inbox, but while I was like going to the log off, I see one email, because there were 4 emails, and I see one email with a subject, missing you. I'm like, I did not send you this. So of course I was curious. I opened it up, and the lady, her name is Katerina. I opened it up, and Katerina is saying how much she is regretting that they cannot be together. That you cannot be together with my husband. Okay, like I didn't understand. I was like, whatever. We had visitors. When the visitors left, I asked him, I said, who's Katerina? And he said, oh, that girl, don't pay her any attention. She's like stalking me and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm a woman, and I would never send a man an email like this if you didn't give me a reason. And he was like, no, but he was really like, don't even bother. So I was also in the mode like, okay, I really didn't go any further. 2007, email, missing you, from Katerina. Now we go to 2009. It's his birthday. I'm laying our child to bed, and his phone was in our room. No, I was feeding our child in our room, and his phone was also there. Yes, his phone. So his phone was ringing. When I finished feeding our child, I go to get the phone and to bring it to him because he was in the living room. But of course, I looked at the screen and I saw 3 or 4 missed calls from Katerina. And the moment I see the name, I remember the email. But this phone number is not the same phone number he was using in 2007. So if this girl is like stalking you, and okay, she didn't have your number anymore, and she sent you an email, how did she get this number? I didn't ask him anything. I just went to the living room, gave him his phone, and I said, Katerina is calling you. So I stood there. I thought maybe he's going to call her back, but he didn't. He just looked at the phone. He placed it next to him, whatever, continued doing what he was doing. I also went back to the room. 2010, okay? Now we are in 2010, and I really wanted to do something. I really wanted to do something for myself because I felt that he was not giving me space. He was not giving me any space, and I was like, no. I was working, but I was just working like a few hours a week, and I was like, no, I feel like I'm not moving. So he was a person who used to travel a lot for work, and he was preparing his trip. I think we had that conversation on Sunday, and a week and a half later was the program for him to travel again, or a week later, something like that. So I had a conversation with him. I want to do something for myself, blah, blah, blah. Well, he just laughed at me. He just laughed at me. He didn't take me serious. He didn't really care. So now I'm like a little bit sad. I'm a little bit sad because like I'm really serious and I really feel like not myself anymore. So I start praying. But to be honest, back then, I really did not know how to pray. So I was just doing something, and I was just, I didn't even know if God was hearing me or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to try. I'm just going to try. So I start praying. I start praying on a Monday. Tuesday, I'm still praying. Wednesday, I'm still praying. Now, Wednesday, he had a program to go to meet his parents, but his parents live like 3 hours away from us, so he was planning to stay there 2-3 days. Anyway, he left that day before us. He left before noon, took the train to go to his parents. When he left, I was like, oh yeah, I have to log into his Facebook because I already had a Facebook, but he didn't have a Facebook. So a few months earlier, because of all his jealousy, he was always, if I went into my Facebook, it was like, yeah, what are you doing there? Are you talking to men, your old boyfriend? Blah, 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 blah. So one day I told him, I said, you know what? Let me make you a Facebook. We can become friends, and then you can see what I'm doing. I can see what you're doing. And he was like, okay, make me a Facebook. So I made him a Facebook, but I also know his passwords. When he left that Wednesday, I went into his Facebook to delete something on his page because I have become friends with like an old friend, but he was male. So for me, it was nothing romantic, but because I knew how jealous he was, I was like, no, I don't want him to trip all over again for nothing. Let me just go into his Facebook and remove it from his timeline so that he cannot see that I became friends with someone also, and a lot of things. So I just did that. I did that, but I forgot to log off. So I continued doing what I was doing, but the moment that I wanted to leave the house, I was like, oh yeah, I have to log off because I was in his Facebook. So now I go to the computer and I see someone send him a message. I thought you were in the train. Okay, back then, the smartphones and everything were not really. So if you know that he is in the train, that means that you spoke to him on the phone within the last 40 minutes, something like that. because he had just left. I answered and I said, no, he's in the train. So now she answered, yes, Miss Katerina, that we met the first time reading the email, the second time when she called him on his birthday. So I answer and I say, yes, he's in the train, but, and then she says, who are you and why are you in his Facebook? So I'm like, no, no, I didn't even hesitate. I replied immediately. I said, I'm just a friend. I had to do something for him. The moment she heard that, she starts telling their story from beginning. And if I say the beginning, I'm saying 2006 till the end. And the end was at that moment in 2010. The way they met, how long it took for them to like start a relationship because he was holding it off and stuff like that. And they were having problems too at that moment. So I think her idea was like, okay, let me talk to his friends, tell his friend everything so that his friend can talk to him, to my baby, so that maybe he can like help us to get back together. So she told me everything. She didn't leave anything out. So I was like, oh my God. Okay. When I was praying, I really asked God to give me something because this man is not taking me serious, and I am not going to continue this relationship like this. I left because I was on my way out. I left, I came back, okay, whatever. I prayed again because I thought, okay, I didn't know what I was doing, but hey, I think this is working. So I continued praying, and the next morning I was like, no, I have to tell her the truth because we ended our conversation and I told her, okay, take care. Everything is going to be all right. Just stay strong. I sent her a text and I said, I know yesterday I told you I'm his friend, but I'm his wife. And well, I think at that moment, at that point, we were together for maybe 6 or 7 years. I don't know, a long time. And when she read my message, she said, oh my God, and you are telling me take care, be strong, and whatever. Okay, I should be saying that to you. So now we start talking. She starts telling me more details. And I tell her that I have read her email in 2006. So she was like, okay, but why didn't you reply on the email? Because at that point, it was like, in 2007, I read your email. She said, I met him in 2006. And of course, we played a little bit, whatever. But we really had no relationship. But I was in a relationship and I was like, well, not really waiting. She wanted to be with my husband. So if I replied on her email, she wouldn't have wasted all those years. And the funny thing is, he was really playing hard to get. I don't know. I think like for the time that he was in the country that she was and they were together, it was all fine. But when he came back, he knew he had a wife. So that was, well, for me, clear the reason that he was like pushing her away and then, oh no, I want to be with you, and then pushing her away again and stuff like that. So, well, we continued talking, and at one point I was like, oh my God, because I don't know if it's still like this, but back then, if you get an email, if you get a message on Facebook, they also send you an email with, you have a message on Facebook. So I was like, I can delete everything here, but he already has those messages in his email. So we have to get out of here. So I gave her my own Facebook. We continued talking there until I closed my account, and it was years. I think maybe even maybe even 5 years. Every year with her birthday, with my birthday, with the holidays, we would send each other texts. And she got married and everything, so she turned out fine. But now, Thursday evening, Mr. Man calls me. It was like 11 o'clock. But I was also chatting, so he saw me online on the computer, MSN back then. Normally, he would ask me, who are you talking with? At this hour, why are you still online? But because I knew that he had already seen our messages in his email, I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep quiet. So now we're like, the both of us, we're just quiet. He's like, hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Aren't you tired? No, I'm going to bed. Okay, I see you tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye. It was so quiet, awkward, knowing that I knew that he knew that I knew, and that we all knew what he was doing for the last like 3 or 4 years. It was just weird. So now he comes back the next day. And we meet each other in the hallway, and I tell him, I said to him, Sunday, I told you, when you come back this time, I really want to start something for myself. You didn't take me serious. Well, when you come back this time, you don't have to come back to me. And I was feeling all that. We didn't argue. We didn't, nothing. That was it. 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 And everything that, like in all the courage that I didn't have all those years, I had it at that moment. I wasn't scared, oh, he will hit me, beat me, whatever, or we start a big argument. No, you're not gonna live without me, blah, blah, blah. No, that was it. That was it. Okay. I already told you that things got really worse after our breakup, but I really wanted to share this part of the cheating because I know a lot of people cheat. Not only men, us women also cheat once in a while. So the question that I want to leave with you for this week is, if your partner cheats, would you be able to forgive him and stay in the relationship? And I know that my story had like a lot of things with the beating, and you know, it had a lot of things. But let's say you are okay. So you have a normal relationship with no physical abuse or mental abuse, you're normal. But you find out that your husband or wife is cheating. Would you forgive your partner? I would like to hear from you in the comments. I will be back next week with another story. Subscribe, like, and share, and I see you next week.